Yeah. First MySQL service is running, right? First one, what I will do, yesterday we stuck at one place. What is that one? Every time I don't want to enter the password, okay? Every time I don't want to enter the password, but automatically it should log in with root user and its password. What you need to do, in the home location. Every user home location will be there, right? For MySQL user, this is the home location. In this file, I have created one file, my.cnf file, okay? So in that CNF file, client entry, client component actually. You can give the username and password. Arun, did you remember yesterday one mistake I have done? Yesterday, even though I given this entry, still login not worked, right?
Yes.
What is the mistake I have done?
Actually,
Password single quote.
okay.
Yesterday I have not given. Okay, that's what not worked. See now, every time how I am logging in, every time I'm logging like this, right? MySQL -u root -p. Every time we are logging like this. Okay, password, just take the password. So we are doing like this, right? But who will enter every time? So I don't want to give username and password, simply MySQL. Automatically it will take the username and password, right? So the good thing here, when you are scheduling any script, in the script don't keep username and password. It's a worst thing. Okay, don't give username and password. Simply use the MySQL command. Username, password, you can keep it in this file. Okay, hidden file. At the same time, permission should be 0600. See, ls-la hidden file, right? Dot my dot cnf file. Okay, sorry, my dot cnf. Only 0600. Permission is 0600. 1 minute. Yeah. So 0700 is the permission. Only MySQL user can access, other guys cannot access. Okay. This is the first one. Second, one more scenario. Yesterday we skipped actually. Just a minute. Let me scroll down. So see this one. Your password reset we have done. Data directory we saw that. Port also yesterday I tried to change, right? Port 1 later. See, password reuse we have done. Now pass account lock, unlock, password expiry. Again resetting the password we done. Wantedly we can make the user password expiry. That one we have done. We can unlock the account. We can lock the account. Both we can do. Now failed login attempts we have done. At the same time, current user we have taken. Yeah. So if any user, if you want to control without logging into the database, you can make it a no login. That one we saw, right? And one more thing. See, today first part is 1 minute. This one, the same user. For example, Rambabu user is there. My default max connection limit you see. Let me log into the database first. Use MySQL. So variables like this one, max underscore connections, right? Total at a time, how many connections it can handle actually. Okay, so MySQL X we are not using, MySQL only. Our one max connection limit is 151. Okay, 151 at a time, 150 connections can connect. For example, I have number of users, one user completely utilizing the max connections. In that case, that user you can control it. At a time, he cannot connect more than 2 connections or 3 connections, or maximum 10 connections you can make it. And one more thing, even 10 connections also, each connection if is making more queries per hour. So that one also you can prevent. Per hour, you can run only 20 queries. You can able to connect only 2 or 3 connections. You can perform update operation just 10 only, or else completely per hour connections also I'm giving the limit. Okay, these kind of things control it, very optimized compared to Oracle. Also we don't have this much facility. Oracle we don't have PostgreSQL, We don't have. PostgreSQL only, we have at a time how many connections can connect, but MySQL giving per hour also you can control it. Per hour you should not cross more than 20 or 30 queries. Like that you can give. Okay. This is very optimized way. Few of the areas, keep in mute please. Few of the areas it will be good actually. Okay. It will be good like a controlling the user connection, giving apps. Please keep in mute. Let me mute. So what will happen here? I can control the users and connectivity. Okay. In future, it will be I can reduce the impact on the system. Okay, with this option. So after creating that, how the user created, if you want to check, you can check like this. So create user. Yesterday we discussed it right already. MySQL, use MySQL database. 1 minute. Use MySQL. So first get the user list of users. Select user from MySQL.user. This is the metadata table. Root is the user. So create user. How they created the user definition I want. DDL of create user command. I'm getting actually. So create user / root, right? Root at the rate. Don't forget this one. Localhost. Okay. /g. It will print in a proper format. See, create user root at the localhost actually. Okay. I created user like this. Identified with this one catching password. The encrypted password format is there. And one more thing, required C. Password expiry, nothing is there, default actually. And account unlock. Right now, without locking, I am creating the user. Lot of things are there. Okay, everything it will display how we have created the user. Okay, yesterday I printed this one, right? Normally, if you do select current_user, if you see this one, it is printing username and respective host name together. If you want to print it separately, this is the option, right? Like this. See, only user, only host name and only username. Up this level yesterday we covered actually. Okay. Today, first actually resetting password. This option also there. Resetting password also yesterday I covered, right? If you don't know the password of root user, you do one thing. Stop the services, MySQL services in init.sql file. You keep the alter user command. Okay. Then change the permission. Try to start the services with MySQL D init file, that file name and MySQL user. Okay. This one. Second one, just now I shown, right? Log into DB without password. This approach. Okay. Up to this level actually. And one more thing, right now, see. Exit for anything. I don't want to give the username. MySQL. This one actually admin PROC. So normally MySQL admin -uroot -p password I need to give. But for this also I'm not giving username and password. Straightforward it is printing the connections. Okay, proc means process list. So process list. It will display all the number of connections. See here. Connection ID, which user, he connected from which server, he connected to which database. Okay, what is running query, internal daemon. Okay, from how many seconds it is running. Okay, in which state it is, these kind of, and what query is running, the details it will display. Normally this one and use MySQL. So process list. Okay, both are same command. So process list, right? Both are same command. See, whatever you are running here, MySQL admin proc with logging in MySQL, you done the so process list, right? Okay, that same here 5 connected process ID, earlier connection ID 13. Now I logged in, right? For me, separate connection ID created. Okay. Now what we will do after that, I told this one also authentication plugins, right? So coming to authentication plugins, see this one little bit. 3 plugins is there: native pluggable authentication, catching SHA pluggable authentication, SHA 256. But this one is a good one actually. In which case this one good, you know. For example, today Satish came. Satish tried to log into the database. Okay, Satish knows Satish password. For example, Satish 123. He came to me, Rambabu, with my password, I am not able to log in. I asked Satish, what is the password you are using? Satish 123 given. I will log into the database. Whether Satish 123 is the correct password or not, I can able to check from my side. I will show you now. Okay. Whether Satish 123 is the correct password or not, I can check if I have native pluggable authentication enabled. If I created my user with native pluggable authentication, we'll see that. And one more thing, without logging into the database straightforward from OS level, you can run the queries, right? This one you can take it, and table spaces information we covered yesterday. Each table space pointing to which file name we saw, right? Today, see this one. 1 minute. This help contents we displayed already. Now come to this one actually. Yeah, today. Password reset until 5 version. This is the command, not alter user. Only update user, set password equal to password 123, where username equal to and host equal to localhost. That is until 5. Okay. 8 onwards alter user only. It's completely changed it. Now port changing I told right already. Stop the services. Go to etc my.cnf. What port you want give, you give that one and restart services. Okay. Yeah. Now without giving password, if you want to log in, you can do this one, cat.myconf. You give username and password. Okay. Then no need to restart. Straightforward it will reflect. You can log in. Okay. That one. Next thing, one guy came and asked me, Ram Babu, not like that. I will not reset password. Not only me, allow everyone without password. In PostgreSQL, we have that option. Anyone remember what is the option? I can allow any connection without password.
Less than underscore address, etc.
No.
That
Without
is,
password. Normally MD5 means password is mandatory. Trust. In HBA file, we'll make it trust, right? So in the same manner, MySQL also that option is there. See, for example, right now I'll do one thing. PWD, we have the file, right? my.cnf file. I will rename it. Okay, my.cnf underscore bkp. Now try with MySQL user. It is scolding me. MySQL -uroot -p. If I enter, it is asking mandatory password. For example, if I give wrong password, account is throwing error, right? Now I have decided initial testing, everyone I want to allow without password. You can log in without password. Anyone aware what is the solution? Go to etc
host.
my.cnf. No, sorry. etc. Edit my.cnf, right? In CNF, very simple. Escape I, scroll down anywhere, up to you. Under MySQL D component, escape I. This component you can put one variable. Okay. Skip grant tables. This one. Okay. Just keep it. This is a static variable, not dynamic. Enter, check the services. Service MySQL D, right? D status. So service running, right? Stop it. Wrong approach. Okay. Don't do this one real time. Whenever you forget the password, then only you can do this one. Okay. That too one time only. Once log into the server, you reset your password. See, check services running or not. Status service running, right? Switch to MySQL. -MySQL, right? So ls-la. I don't have any my.cnf file. I renamed it as a backup, right? So let me try to log in with MySQL. Is it asking any username password? Nothing asking, right? Simply it is able to connect it actually. Okay. We'll do one thing. For some time I will keep it. This is flexible for me. Okay. Or else no.
Ram, can you come again one more time?
No.
This is,
You can allow any user without asking password.
okay.
For that, you need to keep entry in my.cnf file. You need to keep entry of skip grant tables.
Okay.
You keep this entry and restart services. It is like a trust in my PostgreSQL. Any user can log in without password. Okay. It will not ask any password. If that option not there, password is mandatory.
So there's any difference between .cnf and my.cnf?
Where?
No, you move to my.cnf dot
No,
mine.
no. That is not a conf file, right? That is only for I given actually whenever I'm logging in, I will not enter password, username and password manually. My MySQL command will take from there. It will read the file and it will take the username and password by default. That purpose I kept it. My.cnf is your original configuration file. It is in etc location. In etc location, I have my.conf, right? That is the configuration file. Previous one is there. Previous one completely different. It is not a configuration file. See, in your once you switch to MySQL, SU-MySQL, I am creating one hidden file .my.cnf hidden file. In that hidden file, I am giving username and password. Next time, if anyone try to log in, by default with root user and this password, it will log in. It will not ask any username and password. For that purpose, this one. This is not like that. Any user can log into the server without password. Skip grant tables. It is skipping the security. Okay.
Got it.
Rambabu, skip grant tables, is it in 5.8 as well, or is it?
Everywhere, everyone. iSeries also there. Okay. I'm removing that entry. Stop the services.
And you said that updating password is in version 5th, right? So
Command different.
Command different. So that command not work in latest version.
Update will not work. Update will not work in 8 series. Already yesterday, day before yesterday, we tried, right? This one. Update command will not work. Okay. Only alt user.
Rambabu, one more question. Actually, so when you log in to the MySQL database, you get the MySQL prompt, right? Is there any way to change that MySQL prompt to your user login? That way we can keep track of whether you're logged in as root or what user.
Sorry. Not clear. Voice not clear.
Okay. So when you log into MySQL database, your prompt will be MySQL underscore as greater than sign, right?
So I am logging in actually by default username, root username it is taking, right? I will do one thing. Already I have this my.cnf. I don't want to enter password again. .my.cnf. Just I'll rename like this. MySQL. Okay, I have logged in now.
Yeah. See that MySQL prompt. Can we change it to the user /MySQL? Is it possible?
This one, this is DB level, right?
Right.
You cannot change. What you want to change?
To whatever user. Suppose sometimes I tend to log in as root. Sometimes
No. This is not user, right? This is not user. MySQL cell actually. This one. MySQL kernel.
Like he's asking to be, whenever the user connected, that user also prompted
not like
with
that.
the
I know. That is possible in OS level, right?
Right.
Username at the rate host name, that is OS level.
Yeah.
In PostgreSQL, you saw, right?
In Oracle, you can change the glogin.sql and it will give you.
No. Here not like that. Yeah. So see, by default, you are not logging into any database. This is means see. For example, if I do show databases, it is there, right? Still, you have not connected to any database. If you want to connect to database, you need to use MySQL. See, now I have connected to MySQL database. Okay. Now, without root password, we done it. Okay. Completely for any user, not only root, any user, you don't need any table, any password, or else I don't want to enter. I will give in a one file, but I don't want to enter username password .my.conf, right? And one more thing, I don't know the password. I want to reset it. That one is init SQL, right? Init.sql. That one also we tried it. Today we'll do one more thing actually. See, I will go a little bit. Yesterday completely spoiled one scenario. I tested it is spoiled. Today, see, I'll do one thing. I am creating one user. Okay. Create user RAM localhost identified with which plugin I'm using? MySQL native password. By my username and password I given. Okay. Just check it. Select user comma host from MySQL.user where user equal to RAM, right? Okay, perfect. So RAM user created, but connection allowed only from localhost, right? Next one, I will add one more. authentication string. How the authentication string? Rambabu hash 1234 is there, right? This password encrypted format is until this number 3327F, okay? Encrypted format. Now what I will do, I came to know that suddenly. Rambabu user, I want to allow from remote connection, okay? Local anyway it's there, but remote one. Only option, either you can drop and you can create with a percentile. Create user ram @percentile. Any IP address I want to connect. In that case, I can use a percentile. But dropping would not a good approach, right? So in that case, what I will do, I will create one more RAM user with percentile. Is it possible? See, with the same user, same name RAM, I want to create one more user, but this time HBA entry, not localhost. I want to give percentile. Will it work or not?
Yes, it will work.
It will work, right? MySQL feature is you can create the same username with by allowing multiple IP address. Okay, so let's see how I will create actually. Before that, for your information, Rambabu hash 123. I want to get the format. Select contact of. You do one thing, enter the password. This one will display encryption string. Rambabu hash 123. If I encrypt, how it will be? See. Correct? This is the encryption format. This is the system storage password. Both are same or not? Whatever the plain password you entered, right? You can able to encrypt it. You can be able to print the encrypted password. See, RAM hash 123. This is the encrypted format. For example, I will give Satish. If my password is Satish, so Satish encrypted format is this one. Okay. System internally encrypting Satish value as this one. Now I know the RAM user password encrypted value. What I will do, whenever you are creating a same user with different host, you need to use the same password. How to use that? See, very simple. For your information, one more thing also changed. Until MySQL 5 series, see, if you want to get the encrypt password of any user, select password of that password. Then it will print the encrypted format. But in 8, they removed this function, select password function. They removed it. So instead of select password, they are giving this much bigger one. Contact of upper SH something. Okay. So that's the reason I mentioned until 5 point series. This one is the command, but 8 onwards, this is the command. Okay. Select contact concat. So not contact. Concat actually. Okay. Now see, I will do one thing. Create user RAM with percentile identified with MySQL native password as what I will do. What is the password for the previous user? It is using this one, right? This encrypted format. So same password I want to use it now. Can make it single quote, semicolon. Okay. User created. Now I'll do one thing. Get the entry from MySQL.user. Enter. How many users? RAM user is there. RAM user is there. This one will allow all the remote connections with percentile, right? Any IP address can able to log in. Here only from localhost I can able to log in. But if you see authentication string, both the users authentication string same, right? Now you do one thing. Exit. Let me log in MySQL-u root. Okay. -h 127.0.0.1. Like a remote connection. -p. Okay. Why? Oh, sorry, not root, right? My bad. Root, I given the password already. Who is the user? RAM is the user. Okay. RAM user, 1 minute. Access denied for this way. Password S, 1 minute. -p. So let me enter the password. I have the password, right? Ram Babu. This one is the password. Okay, you can able to log in. Now I'll do one thing, localhost. Without mentioning -h, if I make it, this is a local connection. Okay, local connection. That also same password. See, by taking authentication string for all users, I can set the same password. Okay, that is possible. In real time, this will happen. Same user, better always maintain the same password. Don't go for a different passwords. It's unnecessarily confusion, right? Whenever you are logging from local host, one password. Whenever you are logging from remote host, another password. Don't go with that approach. All the way, you should go with a single password. Okay. Yeah.
If you give percentile, it will log in from localhost also. No?
Yes, correct. So
Then
everything actually, but this is there, right? Playing critical role actually. This one already
we can
one entry is there.
alter. We can alter the host to percentile also.
This one.
Yes.
Let me take actually.
Like main concern here is like the users doesn't have any data, right? So that they
Wait.
can connect from anywhere.
Wait. We'll make it actually. Okay. Alter user rom @localhost. Okay. No. Alter will not work this one. For your information. Only update. Let me try to update. Update also this entry will not work. I tried already. Update set user. Update set user host equal to percentile where user equal to rom and host equal to localhost, right? This is the condition. Localhost. Okay, it will not allow. This one actually. Only thing you cannot, any command you pinged one. It's consistent, same, not same data, one user only. User will not contain any data, not like Oracle. Oracle will contain actually.
So that the here is the main. You're trying to say that we can connect from any IP or the specific IP only, but the users both are same only, one user only.
One user only. It will be like single user only now.
Okay. Not in Oracle like different users. If you create
Yes.
users, we can't create the same name with the same two users, right?
No. That is different actually. Yes, Oracle and PostgreSQL also same with the same user. You can same name. You cannot create the another user in Oracle, PostgreSQL, all other databases. But MySQL, it is host based. Host is playing critical role. If you do select current user, it is printing not username. It is printing username with host, right? See, correct? Like that. For example, if I log in with this one, MySQL-u rom -h 127.0.0.1, right? So if you see this one, if you check select current user, see this one. Sorry, 127 also it is taking as a local host.
Because you're running the same host.
No, not like that. I've given I mentioned IP address, right? Wait a minute. Host name -i. I will do one thing. I will take the 201 this time. If still it is taking as a local host means we cannot do anything. Oh, sorry. You connected to localhost. My bad. But this is correct only. Okay. With ROM user, you have connected to the localhost actually. Forget about that. So when you are saying alter will work for this one host. Arun or Satish, who told this one? Can change the host one? Someone told. Srikanth, you are?
No, not doing that.
No, I asked Rajni.
Rajni, have you tried this one?
No, not tried.
Normally, that one will work. This is a system table. User table is there, right? This is a system table, metadata table, not we created. Okay. If you see in MySQL, what are the default metadata tables? Show tables. 1 minute. Use MySQL. You can show. Hey, what happened? Access denied. Yeah.
Log to RAM.
No problem. Use MySQL. See, you see this one. Show tables. This is a metadata tables. None of the metadata tables we cannot modify. Any metadata tables. User is a metadata table, right? What I am trying to do now. Select user comma host from. This is under MySQL database, right? Already connected MySQL database. You cannot update. What I am doing, update set user table where actually host equal to percentile where what I will do here, user equal to rom and host equal to localhost. Okay, localhost. So that one, what happened? One quote missed. Yeah, my bad. Control C. Just a minute. Here I missed it, single quote I missed it. Where user equal to RAM, right? This one. And host, okay. Let me try this one, update. Okay, it will not allow. If that, in that case means they will not give this solution, right? The same name creating two users only for that purpose only they given. Okay, but thing is make sure to use same password. After that, if you don't want, you can drop the previous one. Anyway, percentile is there, right? Top one. We will call it as a this one, anonymous users. If you see previous itself there, duplicate users, while doing this one, MySQL, 1 minute. Secure installation we have done, right? After M installation, I executed one command. Let me, where we are. After RPM installation, I shown that one, I explained. Little bit scroll down. This one, MySQL secure installation. There it is, not start here. After starting services only, I done that one. This one, MySQL secure installation. It is clearly asking actually remove anonymous users. If any user, duplicate user is there, can I remove like that? It is asking, you can enter yes, right? In the same manner here also, if any duplicate user is there, you can clean up. Once during maintenance activity, you can clean that user, whatever it is with localhost, right? You can clean it, but normally people will not blindly go with a localhost. By default itself, they will do the designing, okay? Simply they will not create the user and they will not drop it.
Ram, if instead of localhost, we want to get the IP address, so do we need to change anything in MySQL?
Instead of
that username with the localhost we are getting, right? Rather than we can get the username with the IP address.
no, it will not print. It will take host name
But
only, default host name.
But in our environment, whenever I said like type this show process list, it use the username along with the IP address.
That means remote connections, right?
Yeah,
remote connections.
Yeah, remote connections only.
Here all are local connections, right?
So if we are tried with 201, right? The
No.
IP.
No. That is also local host only, right? See, if any connection coming from different server, in that case, actually here host will be displayed. Okay.
Yes.
Which IP you are connecting, right? Your laptop IP may be 192.160 something. If you are connecting my MySQL database, your IP will be displayed here. Okay, client IP. So next one actually, yeah. Now see, one more thing. Yesterday you might notice one thing. I created one user. Today what user I created? User created, right? We'll do one thing. Select current user. Okay. For now I connected with the root user. So databases. Few databases are there, right? Now I'll do one thing. I will create one more database. Create database test. Okay, test DB. Something like that. I created one database. Now I'll do one thing. Grant default. I'm not giving any grant actually. Okay. Create database. Exit. You log in with ROM user. Okay. We will log in with ROM user. I know the password, right? Use C test DB. I want to switch to test DB. What it is saying? Access denied for user ROM localhost to database test DB. Anyone can tell me what is the reason? The MySQL behavior is MySQL. See, you can get it this one also. So grants for which user? ROM user, right? ROM user. So ROM user has usage access on all databases. Okay, usage access on all databases. Still, he is not able to connect to the test DB. What is the reason? Exit. At least you should give either select, insert, update, delete. At least one permission you should give. Then only he can able to connect. Let me log in with MySQL. Use test DB. Okay. Now you do one thing. Grant, select, insert, update. For example, delete on test DB dot the test database. Whatever the objects if created are already there. For that objects, I want to give select, insert, update access to ROM user. %. Okay. ROM user, all objects under testDB. I'm giving select, insert, update, delete, up to you. Even if you give single select permission also, it will work. Grant, to reflect it, you make it plus privileges, or else MySQL default will not reflect. Exit. Now log in with this guy. Try to use testDB. He can able to connect, right? That means at least he should have permissions. Either select or insert, even one permission also fine. Without permission, none of the users cannot access the database server. Now see, so grants for user ROM, right? User ROM. Okay. Wait. What is the previous command I used? So grants for ROM. Just straightforward, you can give it. If you see this one, first one, usage permission on all the databases underlying objects, only usage. But second thing, grant select statement to insert, to update, to delete on test database underlying table. Star means underlying tables to ROM user. I'm giving here actually. Okay, like that. At least you should have a grant. This one we will call it as a, what we will call, direct access rights, right? For example, exit. Let me log in with my same user. I'm logged in. Use testDB. If he's trying to some create table employee number integer. Okay. If I'm trying to create the table, what it is asking, he don't have create permission. Exit. Who will give the permission? So go to root user. Use testDB. Grant create. Okay. Create on testDB dot star to ROM user %. Okay, you can give like this, plus privileges, exit. Now log in with this guy. Use testDB. Try to create the same table again. Where it is, create table, right? He can able to create the table. He create a table, right? I want to see the first grants, whether he has a create grants he has or not. We'll check it from so grants. Okay, so if you see, he has select, insert, update, delete, create permission, right? That one. Okay, next thing, how the table created. So create table, I want to get the definition of employee table /g. Okay, if you see how they created employee table, create table, table name, number colon integer. Okay, engine InnoDB, right? By default, I told already InnoDB engine. Char set UTF-8 MB4 actually. If you want, you can change the character set according to your requirement. So tables, employee table, right? I will create one more index. Okay, create index employee underscore IDX on employee table number column. Okay, I'm creating index. What happened? We don't have index privilege. See, earlier create table, create view, that can you do, but index not like that. Need index privilege. Log in with MySQL. Grant, use MySQL mandatory. Grant index on testDB, right? TestDB dot star to this guy ROM %. Okay, perfect. Plus privileges. Do one thing for your satisfaction. I'll not plus. Let me log in with this guy. Use testDB. Connect. Let him create the index. Where it is, create index statement. 8 minutes. Create index, right? Create index. Okay, it's reflected. Exited and connect, right? Without exit, it will not reflect. Here connected. Let it connect, no problem. Now see, so indexes. So first ones, wait, use testDB. Use testDB only. So tables. So indexes for employee. 1 minute. Any spelling? So indexes employee. Wait a minute, I'll give the query. Somewhere I kept it. Just a minute. For all the objects. So one. So command I kept it. Wait for some time. Or else let me get it. Why we need to wait unnecessarily? So, okay, so index everything. So views, so all the things you can get it. So indexes, right? So indexes, index MySQL. Okay. So index from table. Okay. Completely confusing actually. Don't worry. Indexes from employee table, right? So you can get the indexes. What are the indexes in employee table? You can get it. See, employee underscore IDX is the index name, right? Column name is number, right? Okay. Like that actually. It is a default B-tree index. If anyone asking MySQL, what is the index? B-tree index. Okay. Now, this is the way I can get the index information. Now, what I am doing, I am giving a direct access rights, right? Every time select, insert, update, delete, these kind of things we are giving actually. So instead of that, this time I don't want to go like that. For example, see, for example, 10 users created at a time. Okay. All 10 users need same privileges. All the 10 users, every time I will give this one, select, insert, update, delete, test db.star to user 1, user 2, like that we will give that is not a good thing actually. So what we are going this time actually, see, I will do one thing. We will go with the access based on the role. Okay. We'll do one thing. I will do first thing. I am creating one role. Create role ram underscore r1, one role I am creating. Okay. What happened? I logged in with that user, right? Log in with MySQL. Use MySQL. Okay. Now you can do this one. Create role ram underscore rl. Okay. One role I am creating. Now for that role, grant all privileges I'm giving. All privileges on all databases to ram underscore rl. For example, okay. All privileges I given. Next, actually, what I'm doing, see, grant, I am granting ram underscore rl role to our ram user. Okay. See, first I created role. For that role, I given permission. Now I granted that role to ram actually. Okay. Now do one thing. For example, see, at the same time, percentile one, we have two entries, right? Both the entries I'm giving same side. Percentile entry for localhost entry, both entries I given. Make it plus privileges, C. Plus privileges, 8 only. Roles concept came in 8. 5 not there. Create role option will not work in MySQL 5 for your information. Now I can get it select star from MySQL dot role edges. See, role edges means actually which user or which role granted which user. Okay, that information you can find it from role underscore edges. Okay, which role granted to which user. If you see here, role name is R1 and R1, right? This one granted to ROM user. ROM user, ROM user. With admin option is there or not? No, right? If I'm giving 10 rupees to you, for example, if I'm giving 10 rupees to Arun, so Arun can use the 10 rupees. That is only just giving grant option. That 10 rupees Arun can give to another 10 members. That one with admin option. Okay. With admin option. Right now, I have not granted any role with admin. Just I'm giving, you utilize it. Okay. You are not authorized to give to others. Okay. Like that. And now, see here, that roles are there. Now, one more thing is there. All permissions are there, right? If all permissions are there, what I will do, you need to check one more entry. MySQL default roles. Just granted, okay. Have you made for any user? This is a default role. RAM user, I have not made this user as a default role. That means if you are not making default role, you are not authorized to use this role. Okay. For example, see, exit, already given grants, right? Let me log in with RAM. Use MySQL. Now RAM is trying to create role. Create role test underscore RL. Okay. While trying to create role, it is throwing error. If any user want to create another user or another role, he need this privilege. Create user privilege and create role permission you need to grant. Okay. But if you remember, for the role I given all rights, see, whatever the role I created, for the role I given all privileges. That role I granted to RAM user. RAM user now can able to do all the things, right? But still it is not working. Why? Your MySQL default roles is there, right? That is not updated. How to update it? MySQL login, use MySQL database. how to make the role as a default role. See, set default role ram underscore RL to ram user localhost to ram user percentile host. For both users, I'm giving. Wherever localhost is there, wherever percentile is there, right? I'm making this role as a default role. Perfect. Now check it. Same thing. Previous query is there, right? Default role. Select star from MySQL.default roles. See, for both with this entry and this entry and localhost entry, default role is ram underscore RL. Now you do one thing. Exit. Let me log in with ram user. Use MySQL. Try to create a new role. I have given all permissions. That create role command should work, right? So create role. See this one. He can able to create the role. Between you need to validate, right? One more thing you need to validate. So see, select current user. With which user you connected? You connected with ram user. Check the role. With which role actually? Ram underscore role. Currently, what role this guy using, that one also will be printed here actually, okay? And we'll do one thing. I will try to do set role. See this one. Anyway, I created one new role, right? What is the role? Exit. Ram user created one new role. We'll do one thing. Grant all privileges on star to this which role? Test underscore RL. Okay, that role. What happened? Access denied. Another role, right? Exit. Again with MySQL guy. Super user. Use testdb. Let me grant the permissions. Grant all privileges on star to test RL. Okay, I given us privileges. So now let me log in with this user, ram user. Okay, if I log in with ram user, use testdb. So select current role, right? Current role is current role function, right? Okay, current role is ram RL, right? Now, but I have one more role, test RL. Where it is test RL? Test RL. I want to set the default role. Set default role. Default role, I think so. Default role, this one, test RL. 1 minute. Set command. A minute. Set role, not default role. Set role. Set role test underscore RL. If I want to set it, it is throwing error. Which role you can keep it as a default role? Already, if that role is granted to that user, for example, Satish is there, okay? Rambabu role is there, Arun role is there. Already I granted Rambabu to Satish. Now I can set the default role as a Rambabu. If someone is trying to set Arun role as a default role for Satish, it will throw error. Satish, Arun role not granted to Satish. So you cannot make it as a default role. I'll do one thing. MySQL, use MySQL, grant test role, right? Test role to ram. Okay. Now exit. Log in with ram. Now check. Use MySQL. Select current role. Current underscore role. Okay. If you see default, it came to ram RL. Now I have some requirement. I want to make default role is test RL. Okay. Test RL for ram. What happened? Localhost. Okay. Not granted to ram. Which role, which user I handed default one? 1 minute. MySQL. Use MySQL. What is the previous command I done actually? Grant role I done, right? Okay. This is completely what we will call that. Sci feeling. Everything should be present. Then only it is taking. So exit. Now I can given the entry, right? Connect. Use testdb. Try to do this entry. What is set role? Current role is this one only. Now try to do the set role. Okay. Now we can able to do that. Now do the current role. Test RL, right? So even though multiple roles are there for one user, for example, for Satish user, multiple roles assigned. Rambabu role, Arun role. Now anytime, what role you need? you can set that role as a default role. Okay, then he can get the permissions of that role only. This is the way we will keep the roles concept in MySQL actually. Okay, and one more thing, see, so grants, how you will check the grants of ROM user now. If you check, so grants, grant usage is there, select insert update is there, grant ROM RL, test RL, both granted to ROM user, right? This one, okay, only directly showing, but I don't want like that. I want to display all the permissions. What are the permissions coming due to ROM RL? What are the permissions coming due to test RL? All the permissions I want to get it. How to get it actually? So grants for ROM at the rate percentage using which role? Which role actually? For example, what are the permissions coming through this ROM underscore RL /G? With which role you got which permissions, you can get it like this. See, due to ROM underscore RL actually you got all the permissions. See, I have given all permissions, right? So that's what grant application password admin, audit about exempt, audit admin, everything, all the permissions, including create user, create role, all the permissions, all admin related things, will get it. All alter permissions, see, alter permission, create, drop, insert, delete, execute, replication permission, create view permission, show view permission, create user, event, create table space, create role, drop role, log tables, temporary tables, everything. What are the permissions coming through role? You can able to grant it, display it with this command using role name. Okay, perfect. Let it scroll down, little bit scroll down. Lot of things actually. With which role, which permission you got it, you can display with that one. For your information, few more examples actually. See, so databases we saw that, so tables, and one more thing. So columns from if any table, if you want to display only columns, just a DB, right? So tables employee. So columns from employee table. Okay. Only number column, integer data type, null value, yes. You can insert it. Any keys are there, primary key, foreign key kind of thing. Nothing is there actually. Okay. So indexes from table, we already done. So index from employee table, right? Employee table /G. It will print out the index name. What are the indexes are there? And one more thing. So table status like employee table. For example, your table is there. Employee table /G. Okay. If you want, what happened? Few versions actually they removed actually. Okay, because some entries. So this one status one they removed it actually. So let them die, no problem. We'll do one thing. I will create few tables. So for example, one table I am creating with a primary key. Create table. Okay, tutorials table, tutorial ID, integer not null, auto increment. For this column, you no need to insert any data. Okay, tutorial title varchar C. PostgreSQL, I think you might saw one scenario. For varchar data type, do we need to mention data type? In PostgreSQL and Oracle. Varchar data type.
It will take automatically.
Automatically it will take, right? It will extend when how much length it is required. It will extend. But bad thing in MySQL, if you try to create table, varchar data type without mentioning the length, it will throw error. Okay. So see, one primary key also I'm creating tutorial, this one on tutorial ID column. So one table I created, second one actually, one more table I am creating, not null increment. So here this time actually date field is there. Let it be 1 minute. This one copy paste. Getting examples itself became headache actually. 1 minute. Few tables I will create. So this one same table, right? Pasted 2 times. I'll do one thing. I'm inserting data. Inserting data. See, first column I'm not inserting data. Insert into table. Tutorial title, tutorial author, submission date. Only for 3 columns I'm inserting. But while creating the table, how many columns I created? 4 columns, right? 4 columns created, but 3 columns I'm inserting data. Why? For the first table, automatically value will be inserted due to auto increment column. Okay, see this one. Inserted. Now I'll do one thing. Select star from tutorials table. First column I have not inserted any data. Still it's inserted, right? Second thing, see, second insert statement. Rajesh, for example, okay. Rajesh.
It is like a sequence in Oracle.
Correct. Oracle sequence, PostgreSQL, generate series. Okay. Now see, select star from table. Okay. First column, auto increment column, automatically taking the default value. You no need to insert anything, right? Separately. Okay. Let me keep this one actually. So after inserting this one, now for your information, so create table. So create table.
TV on.
/G. Default engine, InnoDB engine, right? InnoDB engine is there actually. Current auto increment value 3, right? Default already 1 and 2 already utilized. Next value is 3. Okay, auto increment value 3. I'll do one thing. See, I will create one more table. This time explicitly I'm mentioning InnoDB. Sometimes this will happen. For now, no need. Why no need actually? Default storage engine InnoDB, right? So if you want to mention explicitly for any table, default storage engine, you can mention like this. Create table, table name, column name, and column name, type InnoDB engine. What engine if you want to create, that one you can make it. What happened? So it is saying actually, don't use type InnoDB. Why? Default type is InnoDB, right? You no need to use InnoDB. I created my table. It's with so create table, T account table, right? T account table. Okay, InnoDB engine is there default. Auto increment not there, right? Why? While creating, you are not using any auto increment. But now you want to convert the engine from InnoDB to MySM. For that see which table it is, T account table, right? If you want, you can change it. Alter table, T account table, type actually. Oh, this one also not using. Syntax might be changed actually. So let me get the correct syntax. 8 lot of things changed actually. In 8 lot of comments. Whatever the comments used in MySQL 5, it is not working. Alter table engine type engine equal to MySM. MySM, okay. Convert InnoDB to MySQL story engine, okay. As per explicitly mentioned actually. Okay, yep.
Ram,
Difference.
I have a question, Ram.
Hmm.
If we are changing that one engine to another engine, any locking will apply?
Correct, right? Correct. Complete file system changing, right?
Yeah.
Exclusive lock.
Okay.
So
what is the use of this engine?
Tomorrow you tell me. Already explained, right?
No, I know. I have beginning classes I have not attended. That's why I'm a little bit confused here.
Storage engine class, you are there, right?
No, I just missed.
Just you go through that once actually. Every storage engine, I given detailed explanation. Let me scroll up. I kept it actually without discussing that one. I will not proceed, right? So that's the reason I spent a lot of time. Let me scroll up.
Akbar, using this ISM engine, we cannot do transactions.
That is especially OLAP, only for OLAP.
Okay.
ISM.
Okay.
Transactional, this one, InnoDB.
InnoDB.
So by default, storage engine is InnoDB only. I given examples, not only transactional perspective, few other differences also I mentioned. There it is, I think in starting itself, that one. I think this, my notes itself become 100 pages, maybe. Yeah, see this one. If you see, I mentioned you second class or third class, you only asked difference. That time also I explained again. So MySM has something, some properties, and InnoDB has some properties actually. Okay, so you can go through that once. It will time consuming again if I want to explain. Lot of time consuming. So I will not discuss that one now. So once you have a time, not today only, you go through. That video already I sent it actually. So wait a minute, where we are right now? Yep, here, right? Alter command I'm setting. Let storage engine, alter table name engine. What command I am using wrong here? Alter table. Okay. Engine, right? Instead of if I'm using engine. Okay, let it die. So engine changed, right? Let me check the engine. So create table, that one. MyIsm engine changed actually. Okay. Normally this is under which database? So tables. See, very simple. Whenever you are doing so tables command, it will display. It is in which database? Test database, right? Exit. Normally, where is your data directory? CD, curly MySQL, right? Default data directory. Your information, each database, one folder will create. One is which database? Test database. Go to the test database. CD test database, ls-ltr. Okay. If you see, I told one thing. Can someone explain? For InnoDB table, how many files will create? For MyIsm table, how many files will create?
InnoDB 2.
InnoDB?
Only one.
One file per table, right? See, for example, employee table, InnoDB. Tutorials one InnoDB file. But if you see, T account table is there, right? MyIsm one. MyIsm index one table. MyIsm definition one, MyIsm data one table. And one more thing, metadata. Table metadata, okay? One dictionary. So total for MyIsm 3 tables, right? For example, I'll do one thing. Okay. Let me log in with MySQL again. This time you know, right? Exactly. MySQL. Use testdb. Change the engine of this guy. Engine, right? MyIsm. We'll make it as a InnoDB. Make sure spelling should be correct actually. So create table, right? This guy change it to InnoDB. Okay. Exit. PWD ls-ltr. What happened? Am I converting anything manual? No, right? All the files it is converting, right? See, T account table, only one IBD file, right? Okay, like that actually. Conversion, engine conversion. Thing is explicit lock. Exclusive lock will apply. Okay, like that. Table renaming. Anytime you can rename it, no problem. Alter table. My table is what is that? MySQL. This one renaming also exclusive lock. TestDB. And in that assumption only, Postgres SQL assumption only. Alter table. No, one funny thing actually, the reason behind starting MySQL class is two guys. One guy Satish, not this Satish, one more Satish. Another guy, one Mumbai guy Astos. So they only almost from 1 month actually, literally they irritated me. Start the batch. The two people only not joined the class. So I don't know what I can tell them. Alter table. This one table account rename to Rambabu DB. Rambabu table, for example. Okay. I renamed it. Exit. ls-ltr. What happened? File name also changed, right? There anyway, table name changed. Here, file name also changed actually. Okay. This is the way. And one more thing. Specific unique index. If you want to create unique index name on the table, column name you can give it. And one more thing, the benefit is, see, I will add one thing actually, okay? Alter table, for example, right now, MySQL, use testdb, select star from, what is that? Rambabu underscore table. This is the table, right? Table, co data is there, insert into Rambabu table, okay? Values, for example, 1, 2, okay? I have inserted. What happened? Insert into Rambabu, okay? Rambabu values, correct only. Array. What single? Oh, okay. Multiple columns, right? Yeah, multiple columns. This table will do one thing. So create table or else show columns. I will check how many columns are for Rambabu TBL. Okay, not for from actually. So columns from this guy. Okay, 2 columns, right? One is varchar, one is integer. So insert into Rambabu values. First one actually author Ram count 1. Okay. Second record Sham, comma. Okay. I have inserted data. Select star from Rambabu table. Okay. For this table, if you are trying to add in primary key, normally in table only we can create the primary key, right? Alter table. For example, see MySQL, the benefit is alter table, table name, add primary key. Primary key, I want to add primary key on the which one actually? This one, second column. For example, to author name only I will add it. We'll see. So it is adding, right? It is appending. Now I'll do one thing. I will try to insert the data again. Okay, inserting. It is showing duplicate entry. One more small thing. Let me draw alter table drop primary key. Okay, drop primary key. I'm using like this, straightforward. I no need to mention any primary key, but primary key dropped. Let me insert duplicate data. Okay, inserted. Select star from Rambabu table 1, 4 records, right? 4 records. Ramu Samu 1 to 2, right? On this table, if you are trying to, already my table has duplicate key, duplicate data. 1 minute. Sorry. Okay. So already duplicate data is there, right? Let me try to add the column, primary key column. What will happen? So duplicate entry already there. Okay. If duplicate data not there, simply you can add the primary key. If duplicate key is there, it will not allow. Okay. Adding that one at the same time. See. And one more thing. Inserting data, few things actually. Few things I done it actually. So inserting data. After inserting data, how to this one actually insert statements, multiple values is there. Insert. First thing, straightforward, you can insert it. Okay, insert it. Second thing, insert ignore into personal table. If already records are there, ignore. It will not insert. Okay. And one more thing, replace into. If already values are there, replace the old values. Okay, that means exact data will be there. It will not append. Okay, whenever you don't want to append the values, if already values existing, if you want to replace, you can use this one. And any data, for example, my table is there, right? Select star from tutorials table, this data is there. Okay, if you want to copy that into one file, you can. So PostgreSQL, you saw this one, same concept, you saw that already. I remember, if anyone remember or not, I don't know. Copy command, right? Table data you can export into file. What it is saying actually, select star from table into output file. The MySQL server running with the secure file builder option. So it cannot be executed this one. Understand, right? See, already it's a secured one. Secure file privileges it is running actually. So we can skip it. We can skip it. Then only you can export the data to file, or else it will not allow. Normally due to security issue, data you cannot export to file. If there is no security option, we can do that one actually. This one, secure file permission, we can skip it. At the same time, actually, see, while exporting the data, if you want to use separator for each column, separator, right? Separator, you can use it actually, and lines terminated by this one actually to display the output proper format with delimiter comma. So this is the full command. Okay, you can export the data like this. And one more thing, basic MySQL command. See, if you remember, few things I am using, especially what is that one actually? Flush privileges. Where it is? This one, MySQL other administrative commands. Okay, so MySQL cache index. This one up now we have not used. MySQL cache index. Using the statement, used to assign the indexes of a table to key cache. Okay, indexes also will be included in the key cache. Then any table, if it is having indexes, little bit faster retrieval, data retrieval, very fast actually. MySQL plus one command is there. Okay, MySQL plus. If you are running this command using the statement, you can clear the cache. See what will happen if you clear the cache. All the queries will be treated as a first time running query. So you will see some performance issue, performance degrading issue. Okay, don't do MySQL plus, but whenever you need exact execution time, then flush it and run the query. MySQL kill statement actually. Any thread, if you want to cancel kill statement, you can use it, MySQL kill. And one more thing, MySQL load index into cache statement. Okay, it one for example, if you are going to run any query, before only that index, if the table contains index, you can load that index data into cache to make it query faster. Okay, and one more thing actually, MySQL reset command also there. This statement is used to reset various types of servers. Using this statement, you can reset a MySQL master slave. See, normally, sometimes one standby server, I can make it as a standalone. One normal server, I can set it as a master server. One server, I can make it as a slave server. Okay, these kind of things you can go with the reset command. Anyway, future we need to see all the examples actually. Okay, during tuning and that kind of thing. And one more thing, leave this one. Restart command is there actually. Stop and start MySQL services. I can use MySQL restart, MySQL shutdown command also. Okay, and MySQL, that one is different. Admin commands. Above one is admin commands. This one normal utility commands are there. Describe statement. You can see the table description completely. DESC table. See, so tables. For example, DESC employee table. If you give, it is giving actually column name, right? Column name, data type, like that it is giving. Explain is there. For example, select star from employee table. This one all is aware, right? It will show execution plan. Explain, select star from employee table. Okay, it will display explain plan actually. So few details I will explain later. Normally rows actually.
Ram, here I have one question, like if you are going with an explain plan,
No.
you can
Leave it. Explain
okay.
plan I will cover in tuning actually. So
no, my question is like without SQL, can we go with the like Oracle? We have SQL ID, right? Session IDs. Similarly, what
possible.
we have here.
I got your point.
Because the query select query will be huge, right? Sometimes it will be, if you are going for data warehouse, like it's in bunch of lines there, thousands. So for that, in case we can't go with this simply excellent plan. So there any alternate way is there?
No, not like Oracle. Oracle actually SQL ID. If values changing only, it will display different SQL ID. For example, same SQL statement with different values treats like a single SQL ID only. Correct, right? Single SQL ID. If no change except passing values, it will treat single SQL ID only. Oracle also. But thing is, if even small change is there, query ID will change. That SQL ID you will use for explain plan, right? Here not like that. Here no SQL ID concept. Okay. Statements, whatever the statements is there, no SQL ID concept. PostgreSQL, MySQL, both are same strategy. Help statement. See, you can take help, right? Yesterday I told how to take the help. Each and every concept you can take the help. Use to connect to the database, right? We are using use command. So these are the things. So tomorrow I will enter into the one more important class, log management. Log management we have three. That is very interesting class actually. Log management. I have actually general log. General log is there. Error log is there. Error log. And any idea, Arun? Slow query log. Slow query log is there.
Bin log.
Bin log. Perfect. 4 logs are there, each and everything. How to enable it, how to change the path, how to give the size, how to rotate it, everything we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow class don't miss. So today class I'm stopping. Akbar, you share fast, you share. So what is the issue? Tell me.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you give me the control?